Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. In this tutorial I'll be teaching you how to make this giant cupcake cake. I've got my cake here and I'm just scoring around the outside with my serrated knife just so I have a guide to cut through the very top. And then rotating the cake as I'm sawing through the cake, just to make sure you get a nice even layer. My cake's really crumbly, but that's because I literally baked it that morning. Then I'm cutting through the middle as well using the same method, creating a line as a guide, cutting my cake in half. And this is a cake tin that I use, so it's a silicone mold for a giant cupcake. This is the top, so it comes in two separate pieces. Here I'm just sawing off the very top with the same methods, turning it upside down so I can cut the other layers evenly. And I cut that one there into 3 different sections. Then applying my cake to the cake board with a little bit of buttercream. This is the cupcake liner section. Filling it in with buttercream and then adding on my next layer of cake. Then I'm adding the top of the cupcake onto the bottom base here as well. So I haven't separated the layers, I'm literally adding both layers as if it was just one whole cake. Then I'm going around the outside with some buttercream, filling it in. I'm creating a bit of a crumb coat, but a little bit thicker than usual because I'll be needing that buttercream on the outside as adhesive. So just going around the whole cake, making sure it's all covered and nice and neat. And then using my spatula just to smooth that all down. Now next step is to create the cupcake liner. Here I've got some turquoise coloured fondant, rolling it out till it's about a thick, a centimetre or so in thickness. And I like to use my fondant smoother as I'm rolling it out just to keep it nice and even in thickness. Then I'll cut it down to the height of the cupcake liner section of the cake. And I did this for some white fondant and turquoise fondant. And while that buttercream is still pretty moist, it does crust, so you do want to work quickly. I'm applying my fondant rolls, making sure they're all nice and straight. If you find that your buttercream is starting to crust or it's just not sticking well, add just a little bit of water onto the cake and your fondant will stick just fine. Here I'm trimming it down so it's all one height, but it doesn't really matter because as we pipe on the top of the cupcake, it'll cover that anyway. And then just go around the whole cake like so. I've used my fondant smoother just to kind of neaten it up a little bit, but you don't need to. And at the end I couldn't quite fit another one, so I just kind of trimmed one down and stuck it in between. That became the back of our cake. Here I'm using a 1M piping tip and some turquoise coloured buttercream, creating small rosettes at the very top of my cupcake. And I created 3 at the top, and then that gave me kind of a reference point to work around as I continue to pipe more down the cake. And what I love about rosettes is that they are very forgiving. When you have an oddly shaped cake like this, it's pretty difficult to get them all the exact same height or keeping them all in a line. So rosettes work really well with this. Then work your way down to the very bottom of the cake. And as you reach to the very, very bottom, make sure to overlap that rosette over that fondant so you can't see where the cupcake liner begins. And there's your cupcake. That is ridiculously easy. I decided to go in with a ribbon at the very bottom, so I'm just applying some non-toxic double-sided adhesive tape to a ribbon, folding in those corners so the sticky tape is in the line of the ribbon, wrap it around the bottom of the cake and stick it to itself. I also created a bow and stuck it on the exact same way using that double-sided adhesive and popping it right at the front of the cake. Now if you like, you can go in with some edible wafer paper butterflies, and I use a topper here as well. And you're done! So you make a very easy cupcake cake. This particular cake style has been requested by a fair few people, so I thought I'd show you how to make it in a very easy to do way. So you don't have any boards in between, you don't technically cover the cake in fondant because you just add rolls to create that sort of rippled cupcake liner sort of effect. Very, very easy to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you again on Tuesday. If you like my little cake toppers, I do sell those on my website, rosiesdessertspot.com.